The song I'm doing with South London Ordnance, we're doing Sailor Boy, and he'd created this tune using samples of existing recordings of Britten's work.
The way I make music is very sample based, so I look for interesting rhythms or sounds in a piece of music, and I take those bits and I put them through a series of machines or distortions and delays and filters and find rhythms and interesting elements.
And then the minute I heard the South London Ordnance tune, I suddenly heard the song from a completely different perspective, something much more soulful, and had a real light bulb moment. This is going to work, this is going to work.
And we were quite keen to see how it would feel to put some live elements on top of that in a performance setting. So myself and Alex, the other percussionist, we then decided to listen to the track a little bit to see where there'd be space for an instrumental or a kind of live influence.
So I've been working with 3 Britten folk songs this week with quite differing approaches to each song. So with one of them, which I can barely take any creative credit for, a really famous one, Whaley Whaley, I've kept Britten's beautiful chords and just written a new vocal line. So if you know the Britten, it'll be very immediately obvious because of the accompaniment, which is not being played on piano, though it's been played on accordion and marimba. But then we have this new vocal line from Mara, so that's very close to the Britten.
And then the piece I'm doing with Max Dwardner is one of the French folk songs. It's completely different. Il est quelqu'un sur terre. And Max has done this beautiful, very kind of moody, sparse arrangement with different tune percussion and accordion.
There's a Britten track called The Brisk Young Widow, which is a canon where the parts follow each other out of sync. And that's kind of all I've taken, is the idea of this canon of these 2 parts, and that's a piece for 2 drum kits and electronics where the parts follow each other 1 beat apart.
And we play various improvised things in the gaps, but the intention is to try and keep this thing flowing around the room. And then that starts off at 1 tempo and then goes a third faster than that, and then a third faster again, so it's in 3 phases.
The most kind of straight representation of Britain's original is the Corpus Christi carol that we're doing, and it's just me and Sam on marimba. He's playing exactly what Britten wrote, and I'm singing exactly what Britten wrote. And I think it's the only piece that we're doing that with, and it sounds amazing, and I'm really excited.
Of the day when the sun shines so freely, I met Master Kilby, so fine and so gay. Well, I pulled off my hat and I bowed to the ground, and I said, Master Kilby, oh, where are you bound? I'm bound for the west in the hopes to find you. I'm in the arms of dear Nancy.
There's a track called The Last Rose, where it's been actually a really lovely collaboration with the whole group. So I went away and kind of wrote the track using some of the original Britten chords, and then with Mara we've worked out a vocal line which takes the words of the Britten folk song, but completely different melody. And actually then South London Ordnance has given us some beats to put underneath it, and everybody plays. So Sam plays, and we have drums and accordions, so it's a really nice group collaboration. That, and in terms of the Britten, it feels like it's taken a few starting points but actually feels sort of very much like my track.